Alrighty, we are continuing our notes on dividing polynomials, and we are now looking at a definition, a brand new term that is really, I think, going to be appreciated by you all tremendously. We all appreciate shortcuts when we can have them, when they are good shortcuts, and this one is a really, really awesome shortcut when it comes to dividing polynomials. The only thing is you can only use it at certain times. So, when dividing a polynomial, it has to be dividing by a binomial, and it has to look like that, x minus a. You can use a simpler algorithm, a simpler series of steps, and this series of steps is called synthetic division. Now, let me show you what synthetic division is. It's kind of hard to define it. It's more just something that you do, a process. So let's look at the process in this example. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide that polynomial by x minus 2. Because we're dividing by a binomial, we're good to go. You can use synthetic division. So what you're going to do is you're going to list the coefficients of your dividend in descending order and make sure you plug in zeros for any missing terms. Here we have a missing term, so we'll need to do that. And then place a, the a value from your divisor to the left so that it looks like this. 3 was the cubed coefficient. -8 was the squared coefficient. We don't have a linear term, so we have to put a 0, and then the 14. Now you might be thinking, whoa, she made a mistake. It's a -2. She should be putting in a -2. No. Okay, like we've done before with our little binomials, this is another situation where what it appears to be, you have to make it the opposite. Because it is x minus 2, we're using 2 as our number inside that little box there. Okay, so make sure you make them the opposite of what is in your binomial. Okay, now step 2, bring down that first coefficient. So that's 3, bring it down below that bar. Okay, now turn the page. Now, what we're going to do is multiply that coefficient, the 3, by your divisor. Your divisor is 2. It's what's inside that little box. We're going to place this product below our next coefficient. 2 times 3 is 6. We're placing it below our next coefficient, which is -8. And then add that column. -8 plus 6 is -2. Okay, and then we're going to repeat this process. So go ahead and keep rewriting all of this. So we're going to multiply that number below the bar times our divisor. That's 2 times -2. It's -4. This goes in the next column. Add them. That gives you -4. And repeat again. 2 times -4 is -8. Add the column, and that gives you 6. Okay, there's no more we can do there. Now we are going to be interpreting this process. So that number right there, that is the remainder. The last number in this process of synthetic division is our remainder. Really important that you remember that. I always circle it just to remind myself. Now what you're looking at, the 3, the -2, and the -4, those are all going to be the coefficients of the polynomial that is your quotient. And so you kind of want to go in order from right to left. -4 is constant. Then -2 would be linear. And then 3 would be quadratic. So I always start, like, I'll just go and reinsert them in that order, making sure that I go remainder, constant, linear, quadratic. If you had more, then it would be cubic, quartic, and so on and so forth. But there you go. There you have it. That would be the quotient. Okay, why don't we do another like this? Oh, I wrote example 4. This is now example 5. Okay, so we're going to divide x cubed minus 7x plus 6 by x plus 3. So we need to create kind of the synthetic model there by looking at just your coefficients and the number that goes in the box, your divisor. You have to make that the opposite. So it was x plus 3. That means you're going to divide by negative 3. Okay, our cubic term is a 1. We don't have a squared term, so you have to put a 0. Our linear is negative 7, and our constant is 6. All right, let's do the division. Bring down the 1. Now we're multiplying and adding and multiplying the divisor by that number and adding and oh, that should be a positive 2. I'm sorry. That should be a positive 2, and then yeah, that does give you then a product of negative 6, which leaves you with 0. Now what's that 0? What is that 0 right there? That is the remainder. So you don't have a remainder. Your remainder is 0. That means that negative 2 is our constant, negative 3 is linear, and that 1 is the coefficient of your squared term. But you don't have to write the 1, it's the almighty 1. It is just understood. All right, so take a moment right now, and in that summary section, I would like you to write down what stood out to you, what was kind of confusing, and what you would want to discuss in class the next time we come together. All right, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.